Workforce diversity can be categorized into four main types of diversity. Social, related to age, gender, and culture. Value diversity regards values and ideologies. Informational, connected to person's education, ability, and field of experience. Finally, cognitive diversity, which is focused on intellectual activities and different styles of thinking. With the shift of economy and the expansion of organizations across the globe, culture-diverse work teams become a very common theme. The diverse value chain has developed in the recent decades from reducing discrimination to a more recent view of utilizing diverse work teams to enlarge opportunities in the marketplace, workforces, and communities. This is one way firms can gain a competitive advantage in the market. Multicultural defines workforce diversity as the categorization of the workforce into perceived commonalities within the given culture or national context, which can impact potentially harmful or beneficial for the employment outcomes such as job opportunities, treatment in the workplace, and promotional prospects, irrespective of job-related skills and qualifications. Benefits of culture-diverse teams. Studies have shown that having culture-diverse teams could prove to be a double-edged sword. On one hand, organizations could take advantage of this cultural diversity to reap benefits that contribute to organizational success and performance. On the other hand, poorly managed teams could lead to conflicts and management inefficiencies.
Many societies are growing more diverse. In Germany, people now come from all over the world to study and to work. Lots of companies are hiring people from a wider range of backgrounds.
Companies are looking for diversity, but for us that doesn't mean primarily diversity among staff based on visible characteristics. It's more about the creativity, experience, knowledge, and skills they can contribute.
People from more than 60 countries work at Henkel headquarters. And there are sound business reasons why so many nations are represented. The company sells body care products and detergents all over the world, and people who come from Asia or the Middle East know best what their compatriots want to buy.
Benefits for culture-diverse teams. There are 5 main benefits identified for culture diversity, which are: Number 1. The increase in creativity and innovation in organizations. With multicultural teams, there will be a multiplicity of perspectives, experiences, and working styles, sourcing from the variety of backgrounds of employees. This would improve the capabilities of employees at work, thus generating better decision-making processes, as they can make use of the diversity of ideas to realize better quality of creativity and innovation. Number 2, the increase in group cognitive resources and the group ability to participate in more complex problem solving and thinking. This is due to group members having a wider range of task-relevant knowledge, skills, and abilities which are more distinct and unique to their culture backgrounds. Number 3, diversity can increase employee satisfaction and create a positive culture. With a positive climate for diversity, organizations would be able to then foster commitment in employees towards the organization, management, career and future opportunities, which would consequently lead to lower employee turnover. Number 4. Diversity can support managers in developing culture intelligence skills and attitudes that help them to emphasize and motivate their employees with different backgrounds. The increase of culture awareness will enable managers to understand any conflicts of their current leadership style towards other culture norms. Number 5. Conforming with social values and laws, plus combining business conduct with consideration of culture diversity, would lead businesses to earn political and social goodwill, which will consequently lead to better reputation and long-term business success. Besides the benefits of culture-diverse teams, there are also some challenges to be considered. The first challenge is direct versus indirect communication. Western cultures are known to have a more direct and explicit communication style, while other cultures have an indirect communication style in form of asking questions instead of directly addressing an issue within the project. Those differences could potentially lead to damage of workplace relationships. The next challenge, which is associated with communication, can be different accents and fluency of languages. English is the global business language to communicate between multiple cultures. However, it is to note that some workers may have more difficulty speaking or pronouncing English words than others, and may also struggle to follow English native speakers. The potential risk can be that those workers will not engage as much in important discussions or feel left out.
And what I like doing with people, I have these little social experiments to test their perception of me. Now, as I say, I travel a lot, so I like playing with the airlines. I like going up to the airlines and talking English, or sometimes I talk with an Italian accent, to see what kind of reactions I get. And English is the best one. If you want good service, you speak English like I do. It's fantastic. People take you seriously. Well, they do, you know. I mean, yesterday the plane to Bergen was late, you know, and if I go up and say, excuse me, it's 30 minutes late, I'm a punctual person, I don't like being late, you know, they just take you seriously. But yesterday I thought I'd try it in an Italian accent. So I went up and I actually said, you know, excuse me, but the plane is 30 minutes late, I'm a punctual person, you know. Exactly. I got the same reaction as you did there, yeah? And this is one of the problems of working with other nationalities. You know, people see what they want to see, and they don't always see what you see.
The next challenge is associated with conflicts in decision-making norms. It involves members having different views of the task itself and its priorities. Culture factors influence the methods and processes of decision-making. Some people are used to make decisions quickly, while others tend to spend a lot of time analyzing data. Other challenges could also include time priorities and norms, work behaviors, and culture biases or stereotypes.
Lots of cultures eat rice. It doesn't help me. Shalom. I'd like to apply for a loan.
Okay. If I have to do this, based on stereotypes that are totally untrue, that I do not agree with, you would maybe not be a very good driver.
Oh man, am I a woman?
We live in a world with a globalized workforce where many organizations have teams that span over different offices, time zones, and continents. Even for a company that operates in one country, the movement of labor across borders means that cultural diversity is becoming a normal facet of the workplace. Running a team those days is a different endeavor than it was in the past due to the emergence of cross-culture teams. The usual challenges of team building and fostering teamwork have become even more magnified. Dealing with culture differences, language barriers, and remote team members are some of the issues that today's managers and leaders face. Acceptance of culture diversity and an inclusive outlook are hallmarks of high-performing companies. So, how can you better manage your culturally diverse team for peak performance? Here are 4 strategies for strengthening your cross-culture team. Adaptation. The first step is acknowledging the elephant in the room. Address the existence of diverse culture backgrounds within the team and the need of navigating those differences in order to optimize team performance. For example, a useful manager tool that has been used to understand those differences is the geared Hofstede culture dimension model. Structure intervention. In order to remove some specific source of conflict in a team, reorganization or reassignment are necessary to reduce interpersonal disharmony. This approach can be especially effective when team members are proud, defensive, or holding on to negative stereotypes of one another. Another structure intervention might be to split the team into a smaller working group of mixed cultures or mixed corporate identities in order to process information more effectively. Manager intervention. Once culture differences and everyone's expectations are laid out, the next step is to establish a norm for the team. The key is to get everyone's contribution to the formation of the norms. Getting their buy-in makes the norms stronger and ensures that everyone feels committed to living up to them. Manager intervention refers to active participation of managers or team leaders in dealing with the challenges. Manager intervention is necessary when emotions or behaviors of team members are distracted, or when there are challenges with considerable and measurable consequences such as resources, financially, or relationships. The last strategy is exit. Leaving the team is the last option for managing challenges when neither adaptation or managerial or structural intervention is effective. What have we learned about culture diverse teams? Managing diverse teams has a lot of benefits to the organization. However, we know it is not an easy gig for managers or leaders. It takes a lot of culture intelligence to effectively manage the differences between team members to assure harmony within the group.